So now on a 5-string Shine bass. Next little skateboard ramp. I'm going to assume that the truss rod's never been touched. I've taken the gamble. Like I said earlier on, it's like there's a gamble in these things. I don't know everything. It is neck through. Yeah. So I mean that is pretty cool. But as I said, it's like that. But the truss rod might sort it. I'm going to go to James and mess about with it, see if I can make it work. I'm just thinking if I take off the strings and then lower it. To be honest, those strings are better than what's on my my Ibanez. So, you know, worst case scenario, I've got new strings for my 5-string and 5 tuners, decent looking tuners. I suppose I've got a 5-string bridge and a couple of 2 jazz bass pickups. I don't know if it was 4 knobs. No, I don't. It might be active. I don't know. Hold on 2 seconds. It's active. There's no battery pack, but it could be in the cavity. I actually quite like the look of the bass. The neck through thing's quite cool. Like I said, it's the gamble. If it had been 60 quid I wouldn't have bought it. If it had been 50 quid I wouldn't have bought it. 30 is the new 20. I used to look at it that if you could buy a guitar that would work with just basically a new set of strings on it and a clean, it's worth 20 quid. A guitar that plays. If it plays, it's worth 20 quid. Which is, I think, that was maybe 20 years ago. It's maybe a bit more than that now. I was just getting them in Shine, or I know who they are. It's a Korean-made Shine, were the Samix home brand, if you like. So at the time they were probably making Ibanez and stuff like that. So they would be producing that guitar right at the same time as they're producing whatever the Ibanez 5-string version is. And you'd probably find that like the cheapest Ibanez would be the same price as the second cheapest. You know, this upgraded one. This would be like the more upgraded because it's got the, you know, the through neck and the fancy tuners and stuff like that. So you'd be able to just get the same as, like, you know, if the people are making Squiers. Like if you buy a cork guitar, if you're paying £200 for a cork guitar, that's likely to be sort of similar spec level to the £300 Squier, whereas the £200 Squier is more like the £150 cork kind of thing. Because they're both made in the same factory, but you don't need to pay. But you've also got that thing as well with, is it worth paying the extra for the brand? And in many ways it totally is, because, you know, I'm not going to deny that a Squier or an Epiphone is worth more than a Shine. It is. But how much is it worth more? How much more are you paying for it to start with? It's always swings and roundabouts, and not quite, like a lot of things. It's like the more, talking about this in a pal with music, the more you learn, the more you know that there is to learn. You know what I mean? At first it may seem relatively simple, but then the more you learn, the more you realise that every time you open another wee door, especially in music, once you open up another wee door and you go, oh, there's a wee door, I've never really thought of going in that door before you go in that door, and it's like, oh, harmonics, or whatever. Inside that harmonics room there's another 5 doors, and that always happens. With everything you learn on the guitar, as soon as you learn a new lick or a new sequence or a new thing on guitar or bass, you've immediately got that new thing for where you worked out. But it also applies to 10 other things that you do where it slightly alters them, and it applies to the acoustic guitar, and it applies to the bass, but you'd use it differently, and you end up just, you know, just it's like a tree. It just grows arms and legs, and then you end up with a full tree. And I suppose if you start off playing the guitar, you've just got the one spout, and then you grow a leaf, and it's like that's your chords, then you grow another leaf, and that's your thing. But by the time, once you've been playing for 20 years, you get branches of chords and all these different things. So basically I've just taken a total punt on that. That could be a very, very expensive wall hanger. Well, basically there you go. If it's, I'm sure I'll make it work. It's really fucking bent. It's really, really bowed. It's really bad. But the guitar's probably 10 years old. 5 strings is a lot. It is a it's a 5-piece multi-lam neck, which should be stronger. So hopefully it hasn't twisted. It's a 5-piece neck, but it's also very long. You know, it's full scale, 34-inch neck. Oh, I don't know. So basically, it could have been an absolute waste. Kind of like the way that Honor. I mean, I did badly with that. The Honor as well, but that was me kind of expecting it to be the Honor Japanese white Strat. I thought that's going to be the same as my Tempest. Nothing fucking like it. The only thing that's the same is it's a white Strat. Everything else in the Honor's not as good, and the truss rod's broken. So as long as that truss rod's, I mean, it might even have 2 truss rods on it. As long as I can, I'm going over to Jen's right now, and raiding her Allen keys immediately, and it'll be, I've either done really well getting a 5-string through neck bass for 30 quid, or I've just got a useless thing, you know, grab the tuners off it, worth a tenner, take the strings off it, and then I suppose I've got some spare pieces. It's just a bit of a shame. There's not really that much of a shame with a bass, because if it had been a bolt-on neck one, it's not like I would be wanting to use the shine body for anything. I mean, there's no difference, obviously, set neck through, some other thing. I mean, I suppose it could come down to, yeah, I could totally saw the neck off and then cut a neck pocket in it and then put another neck on it if I really wanted to. These things aren't worth doing, generally. That's okay. I never put on the studio. Maybe I might even try using it in the studio if I get it to work. Yeah, assuming I'm glad I made Jen buy Allen keys as well, just a couple of months ago. Get some, we're in the pound shop, right, buying you Allen keys, a full set of metric and things, so you've definitely got them. I saw the B&Q in their bargain bucket, had my Allen key set, I think it was 3 quid, but I paid like 8 for it, and it only had about 5 of the Allen keys in it out of the 20. You're like, alright, but why would you want that? I don't think they really think about these things very much. So that was Surrey Clyde Bank. I coulda, shoulda, woulda, why didn't I even think about it, bastard? I could have gone to the amazing fish and chip shop. Ah well, I'll make it do it next time. I'm sure we're a bit to be here. So. See, this is the sort of junction that would be, if I'm driving in America for years, you just have to wait till there's no cars coming, and then you're sitting in the middle of a dual carriageway.